Hi everyone, it's Nicole with bsmission.org. I'm going to talk a little bit about being stuck in a net. What does that mean? Spiritually and metaphysically, okay? When this COVID thing started, I knew things were coming down the pipeline and I knew to get some things ready because there was things unrolling. And for me, it was a challenging time because my business had just started. And when COVID hit, it was like the momentum that was going, it stopped the momentum. And I was frustrated because I'm like, let's get this going in the direction that we want. So, as things started kind of normalizing and people were being able to come back out, the next thing that came out was the mask. And now I got even more agitated, right? I do my best to not emotionally engage in situations and to be a non-emotional observer. But this time, I emotionally reacted. First time I was pretty good. I was like, okay, we're just letting this roll out, the mask hat. And it was like, seriously, come on. Like, I'm not doing this. I can read the energy of what's going on here. And I see some bullshit happening. So now I'm agitated and I have got sucked into something, right? Stuck in the mud. That's kind of what this means, when you're stuck in something and you want out of it. And I started having different experiences with people because I wasn't vibrating where I usually am. And I could see the fear on different people's faces. And I do my best to send good energy to them because I know that I feel bad that they're so fearful, right? So I'm sending the good energy. But it was the next day after it got rolled out and some woman had freaked out at me. And it just kind of was like, what, is going on here? Like, I know that you're fearful, but I don't need that in my space. So I had these like mini little series of events that I was getting pulled into, so to speak. And one particular day, it was like this massive explosion to where it had been a long time since I didn't even want to be around myself in that energy. And I just knew I needed to go home, rest, meditate, and clear out this energy. And so when I did that, to clear it, it was like spirit was like pulling me out of the net I was stuck in, right? Because I know what it feels like to be embraced in a loving meditation, in a loving energetic field. This was not that. This was a heavy, dense energy that since I emotionally reacted, I got sucked into something that was not of the highest vibration, right? This is why it's important to start looking at how things started and who's starting them. What's the energy behind it? So for me, my issue was I'm reading the energy of what's behind the agenda of the mask. It wasn't the mass, it's the energy of the agenda behind it that I was having the issue with, okay? And that's really important for people to know. This is where a lot of people are getting frustrated with the Black Lives Matter, because it's not, of course, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, okay? Well, what's the energy behind what's starting it? And that's why they're looking into who started it, George Soros, who's funding it, how do you feel? So someone who reads energy, how does it feel in your body? Does it feel loving and compassionate or something not aligning, right? That's the things to start looking at, is how things started. Because it's going to get you to see what you're sucked into. Now, I did a healing on somebody who was kind of a part of this movement. And again, even if you don't know that this might not be good energy and you're in it, you got sucked in just like me. Because what happened for me was, after I did the meditation the day and was releasing, it was like my spirit was pulling me out of a net. Like they went fishing and they caught a big fish, and the big fish was me. And my guides and my spirit said, get her out of it. And they pulled me out. It was like everything was being squeezed out of me. Like I was being squeezed out of this teeny tiny hole. And then the next day I felt calm, relaxed, and back to my normal self. But I was in a mesh of something that was not loving. So the reason I'm saying this is because I want people to start looking at if they're being drained, right? Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Like, where are you in your chakras and in your body? Are you being drained, or is something that is not of the divine plugged into you, or you're plugged into it? Because these are the things that need to be cleared. Okay? It's important that people know this. Because what's going on here is not the highest vibration is here, but where some of these agendas are, if it's promoting anything that is violent, right? That's how they keep us stuck in this energy, because it's promoting an energy that is not of high vibrating. And so you need to start asking yourself, where are you pulled into this? Where are you plugged into this? And can you let that go? So this is what I say. I was working with a client, and he was a part of this stuff, but not knowingly. He was he had good intentions and he was in it. However, the first session that I did with him, now he didn't know what I was clearing from him, but I asked to clear any curses that were placed on him, right? And he bursted into tears. In fact, when we were done with the meditation, he was still catching his breath, right? Because what's the slogan? I can't breathe, right? He was crying because he could feel the freedom that was coming up from him, for me going in and clearing this out. So let's start looking at some of the stuff. I can't breathe. Again, it's an affirmation, right? I have had plenty of times in my life where life was too heavy that I needed to catch my breath. I didn't need somebody kneeling on me for that to happen. All right? So pay attention to what you're saying. If you're chanting it, right? Again, the music you listen to, what is it saying? I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he made the comment, I hope he doesn't mind that I share this. He made a comment that he heard on the radio person say, hey, now y'all, we need to put down the guns and stop the violence. And then the next song that came on the radio was talking all about that. Do you see where being a hypocrite isn't working here? All right, my whole journey is about not being a hypocrite. That's why I went deep inside myself. That means don't be in the wrong relationship. If you know you're not supposed to be there, leave, right? Start asking yourself, you can't say it's okay for this, but it's not okay for that. That's what meaning don't be a hypocrite means, right? Be good to everyone. And if you are, including yourself, most importantly yourself, because when you know how to be good to you, you know how to be good to everybody else. But don't be a pushover, right? Have your boundaries, stand in your power, stand firm, be an empowered being, right? Express your truth, but do it from a compassionate place if you can. Okay, it's a delicate dance with the universe that's going on right now. But I really, really, really am asking you to start looking at where you're stuck, and if things are not working out, how to get out of it. And if you need help, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. I help people step into the truth of who they are, right? All this lower energy, that's not your truth. It's something that you need to integrate, right? If you have a low shadow, let's say an expectation, and the high shadow is celebration, right? You unlock, there's something in the middle that you unlock. There's a gift. So you let go of your expectations and you move into flow. And when something works out in a way that feels loving and kind, you celebrate, right? But you don't attach to either one of them. You allow them to just come up, and you're in the flow instead of stuck. So you become like a clear vessel. Again, that's why forgiveness is so important. That's why empowering yourself is so important. That's why loving yourself and the other person is so important. Letting go of your attachments, right? Knowing that I don't need you to be happy inside of me, but I appreciate you in my life because you compliment me. That's how relationships, a beautiful relationship would be, to complement one another, right? To enhance and to be supportive if we're in a low space. So do you like the quality relationships in your life? Do you like the relationship you have with yourself? Where's your thoughts going? Okay? You can find me at bsmission.org. My name is Nicole. I hope this video helped somehow. Thank you so much for watching.